The Rings of Power is nothing but a sad, decrepit attempt at subverting Tolkien's great work. It is one of the saddest things that we have seen in a long time. Together, the Rings of Power fan base, and yes, I'm talking about the legitimate fan base that they have, because keep in mind, at any given point in time, at least 10% of the human population is what you can only call as mentally deficient. And it shows, because the Rings of Power somehow has actually garnered a very small but dedicated fan base that most likely has roughly 3.5 brain cells put together. And it shows. It really shows. Twitter, for some reason, has decided that I really want to see Rings of Power actual legitimate fans talk about the series, and they are showing me posts of it constantly. And my god, what I am reading is legitimately surreal. These people who actually like the subversion of a great work is just beyond me. These people care about nothing more than just shipping, inserting politics into things, and, well, needless to say, that's how we have ended up with orcs who just want to have a family and not go to war, because, yeah, that's what orcs really want in life, not having families and not going to wars. Yeah, that's believable. In any case, I came upon this, and this is just peak brain rot. So I'm gonna share it with you because these threads, some magically how, are extremely isolated from any person who actually disagrees with them. And, well, if I had to suffer through this, congratulations, you're gonna have to suffer through this. Because this is not virtue signaling. This is legitimately the people who are fans of the Rings of Power. And yes, it's gonna get really sad really fast. So, this person originally posts, he definitely loved Celebrimbor. I haven't pronounced these names ever out loud, so bear with me. In his own twisted way. Because again, all these people care about is shipping, gay relationships, modern politics, and the fact that all elves were originally black because reasons. Pretty much that kind of sums it up. And here you can see this, which is completely insane, needless to say. But the thing is, everyone pretty much agrees with this, and it gets worse. I think in Sauron's mind, love and violence are intertwined, and I don't know if it's just me. It's probably just you, buddy. Let's be completely real here. But here he seems angry that Celebrimbor is refusing his affections and comfort. There cannot be any evil in the modern day. No one is evil. There is only misunderstood, misguided, and unless you're a Trump supporter, in that case, you're completely evil, obviously. But yeah, this is how these minds operate. There is no evil, and everything needs to be some kind of shipping or gay relationship that doesn't work out, but they really wish they did. And it continues. And it's also clear that this was not the first time Sauron touched him intimately on his face like that. Just kill me now. Just kill. How? How do these people exist? But this time, Celebrimbor is clearly expressing that he doesn't want to be touched like that anymore. Can't we just go back to the good old days where orcs had families and we were just talking about how orcs are actually loving farmers who don't want to go to war? Okay? Can't we just go back to the good old days where the orcs are trying to attack people not because they just randomly decide to attack them because they want to be left alone or something like it was such a simpler time than what we have now. Yes, and he's trying to show Celebrimbor that nothing has changed, that he can still be soft towards him if Brimby does what he wants. Ah, what a cute name, Brimby. obviously. Oh, but he got rejected, and that makes him mad. These people are literally writing fanfic already in a show that is literally just pretty much created to be a gay fanfic. It is pretty amazing that when you get this something like this, they're still not happy with it. Hold on, you're cooking, and obviously a lot of an agreement. More elf propaganda. If Celebrimbor here had just made the rings like he was supposed to, it all would have been fine. Uh, yep, yep, yep. That's definitely not a nudge to the current world politics and the belief system that they have. I hope they delve into Morgoth's relationship more in the later season. The relationship that they are talking about is Sauron and Morgoth's, because Sauron, you see, is not evil, obviously, but Morgoth's relationship with him left him scarred and vulnerable, and that's how Sauron became evil, because you see, it was all Morgoth's fault. And honestly, considering everything that I have seen about the show, because keep in mind, I have a very strict policy about shows. I watch the good ones. I watch the bad ones that are going to be hilariously shit, aka things like The Acolyte. But I completely skip on trash like The Rings of Power and just watch people like, Nerdrotic, The Drinker, and all of those guys talk about how shit it is, because it's more funny that way, and I don't have to waste my time. The Rings of Power is something so bad that I will never touch no matter what happens. Oh yeah. The respect Sauron has for Galadriel's power and Celebrimbor's capabilities and what they may offer him might be the closest he can get to love. Yes, because the Rings of Power essentially has completely devolved in the fact that Sauron kind of wants that Galadriel see. You see what I did there? The Galadriel see? Yes. That's all these people care about. Again, everything needs to be a twisted triangle of a shitty love story, and if it doesn't have at least a little bit of gay in it, you're doing a bad job. He was himself a victim of Melkor's abuse for far too long. It definitely messed him up. Tears rolling down my cheeks, boys. There's no such thing as evil, remember. And Melkor was messed up by, I don't know, something else. Probably something else. Because again, there's no such thing as evil. There's just misunderstood gays. Or something along those lines. It is truly amazing how these people unironically exist with themselves. I think Celebrimbor was both a means to an end for him, and also the only path to what he wanted. If Celebrimbor wasn't making the rings, then Sauron couldn't get what he wanted. Maybe it wasn't a love for Celebrimbor, the person, but what Celebrimbor could accomplish. I mean, this is technically, when you think about it, a much more better take, even though it's still literally beyond autistic. He alluded to it himself in his Morgoth treating him. A pain became a language, and he began to only understand the world through pain. Charlie played it so well in showing those glimmers of light and remorse underneath before Sauron fully commits to darkness. Dude, this is probably the only hilarious part of this is the fact that people were laughing about this a lot, that Sauron initially wasn't a bad guy, but Galadriel being, well, someone who could slay an ice troll in under 10 seconds single-handedly. Have I ever told you that story? It's great, trust me. That she kind of made him into the bad guy. just kind of hilarious. Just kind of hilarious. He's a great example of the cycle of abuse. And I can't. All these fans are literally either insecure, somehow mentally divergent, or abuse victims. which by the way works out perfectly if you know anything about statistics about being gay. Not saying anything bad here, YouTube. I love gays. They're my favorite people of all time. Only after the promised people, obviously. Okay, where were we? That he I also think it's important that he objectifies Celebrimbor and doesn't see him as his own person with his own rights. He believes he owns. And this is all from this person just being insane. Okay, wait, what is this? Oh, she, her. Okay, okay. History, fantasy, period, dramas, and books. Artist and writer, of course you are. Okay? I want to see that end letter if you know what I'm saying. Own rights. He believed he owns him, which is why he loses his mind when Celebrimbor says no to him. Yeah, the master manipulator Sauron, the great tactician, like a really smart dude and whatnot. Yeah, he definitely is gonna lose his shit over that. It makes sense, don't question it. I definitely do think he wants his affections in some way. It reminds me of the other scenes where he was talking about it's a pity that our time is coming to an end, and Celebrimbor doesn't seem to be a recipient repro- reprocreating it, and he seems upset. Reciprocating, a word I have not seen in a while. Okay. As you can see, all of these people just care about shipping and reliving their damaged lives because they're some kind of trauma victims. It's insane. Agreed. Even in this case, I think it was a reflection of what happened between him and Morgoth, like some sort of cycle that repeats itself. Beautiful, beautiful. I saw this like people that treat those they love as possessions and treat them badly. They say they love them as they abuse them. Why do all of these people have, by the way, the ring emoji in their profiles? As they abuse them, it's about them, not the other person. Not caring. Celebrimbor was a pet to him. Now it's a pet, a useful one. He cared about what Celebrimbor could give him. Again, I mean, at least this is more akin to reality, but, he's the ex we all had once. Yeah, he's the ex we all had once, boys. Oh, he'll love this analysis. What analysis? Said Chibi Nessa, because she's fat. And that's pretty much it. It continues for a pretty long time, by the way. Again, these people are extremely unhinged. Page Shill. Okay, now it actually awful. Okay, now it starts. But you see how these people are insane. That's all I can say. If you are an ironical Rings of Power fan, I would say may God help you, but you're probably gonna reject that because reasons. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye bye. This is insanity. This is exactly what I expected. And how many seasons does this need to have? 5? Oh boy. We have a decade left of this bad boy. It's gonna be wild.